Pulley problems everywhere. This is a classical physics and applied mathematics exam question for a lot of students. I've seen many as a victim of applied mathematics in the Leaving Cert Irish curriculum, of course, throughout my degrees. I've seen triple pulley problems, pulley on an inclined plane, but last year I saw an interesting exam question in the Irish curriculum for the applied mathematics higher level paper. When I first saw that question, I thought, damn, I've never solved a question like this before, and this must have been really startling for the students to see. But if I thought about it for a minute, like most of these problems, it's actually easier than it looks. Here's the problem. We have two blocks, A and B, on rough surfaces, where A weighs 8 kilograms and is connected to a pulley, and object B is also connected to the same pulley system, and the weight in the middle that connects A and B weighs 12 kilograms. As always, we assume that everything is smooth and frictionless, and the string is light and doesn't stretch. The coefficient of kinetic friction of B is twice that of A, and the tension is equal to 32 newtons. Solve for A, the acceleration of object A, and solve for mu B, the coefficient of kinetic friction. So here's the problem, and this is all the information we're given, including the fact that this weight is 12 kilograms. Do not panic, do not stress. Let's isolate every single system. If we have a block, that's a system. Let's look at block A. Block A experiences a tension in this direction. There's kinetic friction stopping the block from flowing as smoothly as it could. It has weight acting downwards and the normal acting upwards, equal and opposite of the weight. Voila. So let's look at story A, as I like to call it. The net force that this whole block experiences is equal to the pull of the tension of the string minus the friction that is pulling it back. That's the total story. If we held A's hand and said, how are you feeling? This is what it feels. It feels the tension and it feels the kinetic friction. Newton's second law, force is equal to ma. Tension is just a force. And the formula for the force of friction is the coefficient of kinetic friction of object A, in this case, times the normal, which is mass times, in this case, gravity. Let's sub in our numbers. 8 for the mass, 32 for the tension. And also we have a little sneaky relationship here with mu B, which is equal to twice of mu A. And sub it in, and we have an equation. We have two unknowns. We're going to keep G in there as G because it's just G. It's just a number. But usually in the Irish curriculum, keep everything in G's because then the maths turns out suspiciously nice. Let's look at story 2. The story from the block B. Its tension is pulling it this way, the kinetic friction is pulling it in this way, it has weight acting downwards, and it has the normal acting upwards. So the total force that block B is experiencing is equal to the tension pulling it this way minus the force of friction that way. And you might argue and point out something. Well, in the last problem, you took force to be positive in this direction, and then the tension is positive in this direction, while the friction is negative in that. But then you switch the signs. And my argument for that is, as long as you treat each story individually, it doesn't matter which direction you take. But let's say for argument's sake, you wanted to make that point. Don't worry about it, you can. Then this would be minus, then this would be minus, and then this would be positive. In the end, nothing actually changes and everything's okay. But in all these isolated stories, you can just basically say you're holding the poor creator's hand, you're figuring out what it feels. As a total force story, but that's equal to the tension it experiences due to the pull and the frictional force that opposes it. Newton's second law, mass times acceleration. I just removed the letter A with B. How creative of me. 32 was what we got for the tension. And obviously make sure to sub in for your mass. Let's look at equation 1 earlier. We solved equation 1 earlier. Let's make an observation here. Do you see something interesting? Well, the equations are almost the exact same, except we've shown that B, the acceleration of body B, is twice that of A. That might be handy. Let's just keep that equation in our back pocket. Let's look at story C. This might be a little bit confusing. I'm going to take the fact that it's going to move downwards. We're going to make an assumption that the weight's going to go down. So I'll say the net force that this weight experiences is going to be down. The weight, 12 times G, because its mass is equal to 12. And the two opposing forces are two strings. You might say, but actually it's just the same string. Yes, ish. But it's important to point out that the tension in the total story of our system, the whole thing, the blocks and everything, really doesn't exist. Everything gets cancelled out. There is no net force winning. But when we take these little snippets of stories, We have to isolate from the perspective of this block what it is experiencing. And it experiences these 2 ropes, 2 T's. Well, let's sub in everything we know. What's the mass of the block? It's 12. What's the acceleration? Well, if body A is accelerating with A and body B is accelerating with B, it's going to be the average of them, A plus B over 2, is equal to 12g minus 2 times 32. Or we'll just keep it in T's for now. This came in handy. B is equal to 2a, we can sub it in. We get 3a over 2. We're going to divide across by 2 our final answer and get 9a is equal to 6g minus t. A little bit of maths. Let's solve for a to get it on its own because it's our only unknown, and you get roughly 3 meters per second squared. This is weird because the exam question actually asked this for part 2. It turns out it was actually easier to solve it in part 1. Minus mu b is equal to 18 times 3 minus 32 over 4g. We're just rearranging this first equation. You get mu b to be equal to 0.21. With most of these problems, it's about not panicking and applying the same idea. Isolate each story. All forces this way must equal to all forces that way, or the total story is equal to the difference of the 2 forces in either direction. If something is at an angle, you need to resolve them in their y and x components to do that before. I think the most difficult part about this is that when I laid it out, it seems nice and easy, but this could have been tricky. Had you approached this question slightly differently, although correctly, you might not have noticed this really nice answer. What if you're a person who subs in for G all the time, 9.8? It might not have been that easy to spot as well. Or maybe you didn't sub in for mu b initially. There's all these little things that add up that possibly contribute to you not figuring out the answer as quickly as I did. It's almost not fair. More than anything with these questions, it is about practice. Obviously understand what we mean about forces this way is equal to that way, but generally it's just about practice, rigor, and discipline.